Hello everyone, I'm Anisha. Welcome all of you to my channel, that is Virtual Classes. So today in this video we are going to complete your third chapter, that is Mindful Eating, a path to a healthy body. This is your part 3. Okay, this part will be the third part here. If you haven't watched the previous two parts, kindly watch that one. The link is available in the description box. And yes, don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Okay, so until now what we have learned about foods in different regions, isn't it, and how have been cooking practice change over time, and what are the components of food and the main nutrients of food, that is the carbohydrates, fats, protein, about roughage and why water is important for us, and why roughage are important for us, and the vitamins, minerals, isn't it? So if you haven't watched, please kindly watch that one first. Okay, and we have also have came across the different sources through which we can get those vitamins and minerals, so and that we should be including in our diet. So in this today's class we are going to first learn about how to test different components of food. Okay, by simple steps we are going to test about carbohydrates, that is about starch, okay, which is a type of carbohydrates only, and fats and protein. So these will be very exciting as well. Please listen carefully, and you can do the simple test also by your own also, but only for these carbohydrates and fats. Okay, for protein you need to be done with your teacher only. Okay, and this will be done in your school as well. So if you have know already little part of it, then it will be more excitement for you, isn't it? So let us start now. How to test different components of food. Let us find out which nutrients are present in various food items. So we'll find out, okay, which nutrients are present in which food items. So such nutrients like starch, which is a type of carbohydrates only. Okay, fats and protein can be detected using fairly simple tests, while other can be detected only in a well-equipped laboratory. Let us explore how we can detect the presence of starch, fats and protein in some food items. So now let us see. Okay, let us start the activity here. See, these two children are also doing, isn't it? So just like this we are also going to see the steps here. Okay, you can see the steps, you can learn the steps, and you can do afterwards in your school, okay, with the help of your teacher. Take a small quantity of the food items such as a slice of potato, cucumber, bread, some boiled rice, boiled grams, crushed peanuts, oil, butter and crushed coconut. You can take other food item too for tasting. So you take such these items, okay, which has been mentioned here, like potato, which are easily available also, isn't it? Potato, cucumber, bread, boiled rice, boiled gram, that is boiled chana, all right, crushed peanut, oil, butter and crushed coconut. So here they are doing a test on potato, isn't it? So we are also going to learn how we can know whether there is a presence of starch, that is carbohydrates, in potato or not. So let us see. Place a small piece of each items on a separate dish. So all the food items, okay, place a small pieces of each item on a separate dish, and with the help of a dropper, just like this here, this girl is carrying here, isn't it? Dropper, put 2 to 3 drops of diluted iodine solution on each food item. So now what you have to do, you have to put this diluted iodine solution, okay, in each of the food items, and observe if there are any changes in the color of the food items. Have they turned blue black? Record your observation in table 3.3. So we are going to complete that table as well. Okay, so a blue black color indicates the presence of starch. So this is important. Okay, a blue black color, if the color changes of that food items, then what does it indicate? It indicates that there is a presence of starch. For example, here see, they are doing the test for potato, isn't it? Testing for the presence of starch in various food items. So here we can see this, there is a slice of potato here. So as soon as we have put on that few drops of this iodine solution, what happens? It turns blue here. You can see it, isn't it? So that means that there is a presence of starch in the potato. So similarly you observe for other food items as well. Okay, and if you have done this, please mention in the comment section. So that was the test for the presence of starch. So now let us see the test for fat. So how can you test fat? See, this you can do easily at home also without any equipment. It is very easy. Okay, first let us see the steps, and later on I'll also tell you how you can do it. Take small part of the food items that you have tested for the presence of starch in activity 3.5. So again take the same food items. Okay, place each food items on a separate piece of paper. So now you have to put all the foods in a paper, okay, piece of paper. Wrap the paper around the food and press it. Be careful not to tear the paper. So you have to wrap all the food items in that paper. You keep the food items in the paper, wrap it and try to press it slowly. Okay, but you should be careful. You will not should be tearing the pages. So if a food item contains a little water, allow the paper to dry. So if any of the food items that you have taken to test, okay, if they are little wet, then allow them to dry, okay, otherwise you will not find out whether there is a presence of fats or not, okay. So does the paper develop an oily patch? What do you think is the reason for this patch? If oil or butter is present in the food item, it leaves an oily patches on the paper. Now hold the paper against the light. Can you see the light faintly shining through this patch? An oily patch on the paper shows that the food items contain fat. Which of these items contain fat? Record your observation in table 3.3. So it means that as soon as you press the paper, okay, you again take unfold the paper, okay, and see whether there are oily patches or not. See, in case of that peanut, in case of coconut, there will be oily patches because there is a presence of fat. And oil, ghee, butter, you are not even, you can, without even testing also, we can say that there is fats, okay. See, for example, like whenever your parents bought you some eatables from outside, like just as example that samosa, okay. So they are usually been bought by wrapping in a paper bag, isn't it? So when you take it out, when you take out the samosa, what did you observe there in the paper? There are oils around it, isn't it? That means, that indicates that there is a presence of fat. Means if there is a oily patches on the paper, that means the food item contain fat. So in short, what you can say, oily foods, okay, or foods which contain oils are means they are having fats in it, okay. So easily we can do that. So now the test of protein. So this one you have to be little careful, as well as you need to take some precautions, and this should be done only by under the guidance of teacher, because here you are going to use some chemicals also, okay. So now let us see test for proteins. This activity may be demonstrated by the teacher. So take the food items tested in previous activities, just like there are those food items which you have already there, which is already available over there. You can take those food items again and make a paste. Okay, now you have to make a paste or powder of the food item using pestle and mortar. So with the help of this pestle and mortar, you can make a paste or powder of those food items. Okay, and what happens next? Put about half teaspoons of each food item in separate clean test tubes. So you have to take 3 to 4 test tubes here, okay. And what you have to do, you have to put half teaspoons of each food item, okay, in the separate test tube. So here you need to take some precautions also. Let us read the precaution. These chemicals, the means you are, in order to test a protein, you are going to use chemicals, okay. So these chemicals are harmful and need to be handled with care. Do not touch any of these chemicals unless asked to do so. And if any chemical gets spilled in your body, immediately wash the affected area with water. So accidentally what happens, if any of the chemicals if you spilled on in your body or on your clothes or in your hands, then what you should do, immediately you have to wash that affected area with water properly, okay. And do not put any of these chemicals into your mouth or try to smell them. And don't put any of this chemical to your mouth, it is very dangerous, okay. And don't try to smell them as well, it is harmful. So it is why these precautions are being given here. So let us see how you can test. So as after making paste of those food items and keeping those food items in test tubes, now let us see, okay. Add 2 to 3 teaspoons of water to each test tube and shake them well. Now after putting the food items, their crushed food items, okay, or the paste of food item, you have to again add water, okay. And again after that, add 2 drops of copper sulfate solution. This one is the first chemical here, okay, which will be used to each test tube using a dropper. So now next step after water, you have to put only 2 drops here, okay, only 2 drops of copper sulfate solution. And see, they are doing here, okay, we will see the picture as well. Now take another dropper and add 10 drops of caustic soda solution to each tube. So now again after adding the copper sulfate solution, what you have to do, again you have to add 10 drops of caustic soda solution to each tubes. And after that you have to shake well and leave the test tubes undisturbed for a few minutes. See, just like here, they have taken here 3 test tubes are here. Here is the copper sulfate solution and this is the caustic soda solution, isn't it? And the teacher is doing helping the children to find protein in those food items, okay. So what food items they have taken here? See, soybean, peas, peanuts, rice, bread, and this is the pestle and mortar, okay, which we call okli in Hindi, okay. So in this way you can conduct a test. So after observing for a few minutes, now you have to observe certain things, okay. What did you observe? Did the content of some test tubes turn violet? See here, one of the test tube is turning into violet here, isn't it? This violet color indicates the presence of protein in the food item. Write your observation in table 3.3. If the food item turns into violet, that means there is a presence of protein. So in this way you can conduct test for various food items whether there are presence of starch, protein or fats. And yes, it is always possible that a food items will contain protein as well as starch as well as fats. Okay, we will come to know when we complete this table, okay, which is given here. So what conclusion can you draw from table 3.3? Which food items show the presence of more than one nutrient? So there are certain food items which will be showing more than one nutrients, okay? And which food items show the presence of both protein and fats? So we are going to find it out, this one, okay, after doing the test. Peanuts shows the presence of both protein and fats. For example, here they have given, okay, peanuts, okay, this peanut shows that there are presence of both protein as well as there is a presence of fats, okay. And this indicates that any food we eat may contain multiple nutrients. So what does it mean? It means that it doesn't mean that only a food items will be containing either only protein or either only starch. It may contain all the three or none of the three, okay, or all the three or more than those three, okay. So these food items are multiple nutrients, okay. Is there a food item that lacks any of these nutrients? Which of these food do you consume daily? Try to find out other food that are good source of starch, fats and protein. So which of these foods you used to consume daily in your diet? You can mention that, okay, in the comment section. You can write it down. And also you have to find that which of the food items lack all the nutrients, that is protein, fats and starch. So we can conclude that one only after filling the table, okay. There are few food items given here, so we'll try to fill it up, okay. Although it is not possible for us to practically do the test, but I'll give you the answer here, okay. And you also can try by your own and try to find other good sources of fats, proteins and starch, okay. So this is the table here, so let us fill it up, okay. Exploring nutrients present in various food items. So this one, the first one is potato, okay. So here's the name of the food items and you have to mention the color of the food items before. This is for starch test, okay, and this is for fat test and this is for protein test, all right. Before and after you have to mention everything, okay. And here whether there is a presence of starch, fats or protein. If yes, then you have to write yes. If no, then you can write no. You can simply write tick or cross mark also, okay. As the space is very small here, okay, I'm not going to write in full. I'll be telling you, please listen very carefully, okay. Suppose here this potato, before iodine test, what is the color of potato? It is light brown, isn't it? See, I'll just write LB, please understand, okay. Because of this space only I'm writing like this. This is light brown, you write in full, okay, light brown. And after iodine test, what happens? We have just conducted that test, isn't it? It turns into blue black. So blue black, I'll just like BB here, okay, blue black, okay. And prediction, fats. Now let us see whether this potato is there presence of fats. There was no presence of fats, isn't it? So prediction also no and observation also no, okay. And what about protein? Was there protein present in the potato? No, okay. Protein and is not present before as well as no, because we cannot write any changing of color or anything, so we are simply writing no here, okay. And what about starch? Yes, the presence of starch there is, so I'll just tick mark here, okay. And fats, it is not there, and protein, it is not there, so we'll cross it. Next, let us see about cucumber. So what is the color of the cucumber before test? It is always light green, isn't it? So you can write here LG, light green, okay. This is light green, okay. And after the iodine test, there will be no change, so I'll just write here no. You write change also, okay. No change is there. And what about prediction? As there is a no change, we'll be writing no. For fats also, because in cucumber there is no fats, okay, fat doesn't contain there. And protein also, there is no presence of protein, so no. So in this case all will be crossed. So you can say that the food item cucumber contain none of the nutrients, but even though it is very good for our health. Why? Because it is counted under fiber food or roughage, okay. So next, let us see about boiled rice. So what is the color of the boiled rice? White, isn't it? So I'll simply write W here, okay. And after the iodine test, yes, the starch is present there, so blue black color, okay. Starch is present. And what about fat? There is fat present in the rice? No, okay. So I'll write no here. both of the column will be no, and protein also no. Okay, there is no presence of protein in boiled rice. So here we'll tick mark only in the starch one, and the rest we can cross it. Okay, next boiled gram. Okay, boiled gram means chana, and what is the color? This is also light brown. Okay, LB, I'll just write LB. And what about this iodine test? So it doesn't contain any starch, so no change. I'll just write no here. Okay, and what about the prediction of fats? No. Okay, there is no presence of fats here, but there is presence of protein. So here also, before you have to write here light brown. Okay, the color is light brown before the test, and after that it will be turned into violet. Okay, turning violet. So presence of protein is there. Okay, so you have to cross the starch and fats, and you have to tick this one protein. All right, I hope you are getting my point. So next let us see about peanut, and we have just seen example about peanut also, isn't it? The color is light brown, okay, before starch test, and there will be no change, okay, as there is no presence of starch here. And what about fats? There is presence of fats, isn't it? So both here you have to write yes. Okay, and next protein test. Before protein test, what is the color? Light brown. Okay, light brown, and after protein test the color will change into violet. Okay, so turning violet you can write. So here in case of starch we will cross it, and in fats and in protein we'll tick mark. Okay, we'll put a tick mark. So next, bread or chapati. Okay, either bread or chapati, it is always a light brown color or white color also, isn't it? Depends on the bread. So here there is a presence of starch. Okay, so this will turn blue black. So BB, I'll just write BB here. Okay, and what about fats? There is no fats here. Okay, so we will write no. And what about protein? There is no protein, so we will write here also no. So here only this one will be correct, and the other fats and protein will be cross marked. Okay, what about butter? Butter is yellow color, isn't it? I'll write Y. Okay, here yellow color, and there is no change as there is no starch here. Okay, what about fats? Yes, in butter there is fats. Okay, fats is present, so we'll write yes here. And what about protein? No protein here. Okay, so no. Okay, so here you have to cross this one, you have to tick these fat column, and again cross the protein column. Okay, next last we have for coconut. Okay, coconut is which color? White color, isn't it? And as there is no starch, so we'll write no here. And yes, there is a fat, okay, present in coconut, so this will be yes, and this column will also be yes. Okay, and what about protein? There is no presence of protein, so both of this column will be no. Okay, so here this will be cross, fats will be present, and again protein column will be cross. So in this way we have completed this table. Okay, you'll understand more when these tests has been conducted in your school. Okay, practical tests have been conducted, and you can write any of the food item which has been done in your school here in this last column. Okay, you can fill it up that column. Okay, so this was about the test whether there is a presence of starch, carbohydrate or protein in the food items. So now let us see next, our next topic is balanced diet, and this is very important topic. Okay, so balanced diet. What are balanced diet? Let us try to understand now. Now as of now, I hope that all of you have understand the important nutritional food and the important food that we should be including in our diet, isn't it? So what is the exact definition of balanced diet? Let us see. Are nutritional requirements the same for everyone? Do you and your grandparents need the same amount of nutrients? No, isn't it? It is nutritional requirement for everyone is different. Okay, requirement of the type and amount of nutrients in a diet may vary according to age, gender, physical activity, health status, lifestyle, and so on. See, the amount of requirement of nutrients for our body, it is different for everyone. This depends on our age. If you are in a growing stage, you'll be needing more protein, isn't it, more fats and all, because you can easily digest it. But if you become old, then you will be needing less of these nutrients. Okay, and if you are involved in physical activity, especially those who are in a sports section, okay, they will be needing more amount of protein and more amount of fats and all. Okay, and even in case of health status and how is your life. Okay, so it depends, the diet depends on all these factors. Okay, so it is not same for everyone. Okay, so now let us find out. You have listed food consumed by you during the week in activity 3.1. We have already listed that one, isn't it? 1 week food. So check whether your food contains all the nutrients and other essential components necessary for growth and development. If not, check which nutrients or other foods components need to be added. So check, okay, whether now you know, isn't it, which food source contains protein, which food items contain carbohydrates, and which food items contain fats. I hope you will be having a rough idea now already, isn't it? So now you can check, okay, whether these food items are packed with all the nutrients, essential nutrients or not. If not, try to add them in your diet, okay. So a diet that has all essential nutrients, roughage and water in the right amount for proper growth and development of the body is known as balanced diet. So balanced diet is that diet in which all essential nutrients are present, roughage is also there, water is also there, but in the right amount and for proper growth and development of our body, to do all the physical activities of our body, okay. The right amount of diet, okay, the right amount of nutrients, roughage, water, with proper growth, which will develop proper growth and development of the body is known as what? Balanced diet, okay. I hope you have understood. What changes would you make in your diet to make it a balanced diet? So what changes would you make? What are the things that you can add up in your diet? You have to see, you have to add up all the important nutrients, that is fats, carbohydrates, protein, roughage and water, okay. So here we have two packets here, okay. One is potato wafers, that is potato chips, and another is roasted chana. So we will find out which is more nutrient, okay, which is more good for our health. So read the nutritional information given below for a packet of potato wafers and packet of roasted chana shown here. See, usually when we buy any packet food, there is information given, isn't it, about all the nutrients content here. So now let us see the nutritional information of both these potato wafers and roasted chana per 100 gram, okay. Both of this packet contains 100 grams of chips and 100 grams of chana, okay, roasted chana. So now let us see. Energy in case of potato wafer, energy is 536.0 kilocalories, and in case of chana, roasted chana, we have 355 kilocalories, okay. And in case of fats here, 35.0 gram, okay. And here in case of roasted chana, 6.26 grams. So this contains more, isn't it? So this is more optional, this is more good, okay. And here again carbohydrates, 53.0 gram, and here in roasted chana 58.58 grams. So moreover this one are same. And protein, this is important, okay. Protein only 7.0 gram, and here protein contains 18.64, almost double, isn't it? And what about dietary fibers? It contains only 4.8 gram, and here it contains 16.8 grams. So we will consider this roasted chana as more healthier for our body, okay. So now let us see, based on the nutritional information on the food packets, okay, given above, which food would you choose and why? Which food would you choose? For me, I'll choose the roasted chana because it is more healthy for my body. And you write one, and you write, okay, which one you will choose, either potato wafers or roasted chana, and you also give the reason why, okay. Some foods have high calories due to high sugar and fat content. Moreover, they contain very low amounts of protein, new minerals, vitamins and dietary fibers. These foods are called junk food. So the junk food, in the case of junk food, this potato chips, your cold drinks, your chocolates, okay, all of these are under junk food, and we should not be consuming this junk food regularly, because it is not good for our health. Why? Because this food contains high sugar, okay, high calorie and high sugar, and high fat content as well, okay, which is not good for our body. We should be taking calories and fat, but in a minimal amount, okay. If we started taking high sugar, high fats, then what will happen? You will suffer from various health diseases, and you will become very fat. That means you will be an obese person, okay. Here it is given also. This food includes potato wafers. See, potato wafer is also there, okay. Candy bars, your candy bars and all, and those carbonated drinks, those cold drinks, and also you used to drink, isn't it, thumbs up, Coca-Cola, all these things. You should stop taking those drinks. Instead of that, you can drink lemon water, okay, lemon water. That is more good for your health because it contains vitamin C, isn't it? And it will also give you your, and it will also refresh your body and mind as well, okay. So you should be always very conscious about the health. And why? Because consuming these food items frequently is not good, and these are not healthy for our body. These are not at all healthy for our body, okay? And they make a person obese, means they will make a person very fat, okay? And such a person may again suffer from several health problems. You will be facing again with several health problems in a very young age. Like for example, diabetes is the very common disease which people are suffering from a very low age these days, isn't it? So we should be taking only healthy food in order to keep our body healthy, okay? Why? Because you should be remembering that quotation, that statement which Dr. Posita said at the beginning of the chapter, that is, health is the ultimate wealth. If our health is good, then only we'll be able to produce wealth also. If we are not good, if your health is not good, what will happen? You'll not be able to produce any wealth. That is why health is our ultimate wealth. The real wealth that we possess is our health, okay? We should take care of our body to stay healthy. Eating a balanced diet and avoiding junk food contributes towards a healthy body, okay? So we should be always stay healthy, okay, by choosing the right amount of food, right type of food for us, and we should be avoiding junk food, okay? It doesn't mean that you should not eat at all. Sometimes we have cravings, isn't it? I understand that. So in that case, you can have junk food only once in 2 to 3 months, though not more than that, okay? So good health is essential for leading a happy life. See, good health is essential to lead a happy life. If you want to live a happy life, your health should be good. And in order to make your health good, what you need to do? You need to include balanced diet in your food, okay? So which of these two foods you studied in activity 3.9 could be labeled as junk food? Which of those food items? The potato wafers, okay, can be labeled as junk food, all right? So here let us see about some information given to here, okay? Packaged food items must have information about the nutrients on their cover. So usually they are in all the packet food, okay, we have the information about the nutrients, isn't it? You can check it when you have that packet food in your home. So information should list the amount of each nutrient. Sometimes more nutrients are added to the food during process, that is fortification, okay? Why? To improve its nutritional quality. And for example, here iodized salt and baby foods, okay, some baby foods are example for fortified foods, means here more nutrients are being added in order to make the food more nutritional, okay, and that process is known as fortification. Like for example, we add iodized salt in common salt, isn't it so? Why that has been added? To make the salt more nutrient, and it also helps us fight the disease. What is the name of that disease? Goitre, isn't it? And in baby foods also, okay, because more nutrients are required for them. So, and this has been checked, okay, by the Food Safety and Standard Authority of India. You should be knowing this name, okay? FSSAI is a government agency that regulates food quality in India. They are the government agency, okay, which are making rules and regulation norms about the food items. If they found that those food items doesn't have the required nutritional value, then what will happen? They will ban that food item, okay? Only those food items which are good for health and all, there are been checking, especially for babies food and all, okay, they will be selling only those food items. Otherwise, means they have to maintain a standard quality of the food, okay? Otherwise you are not able to sell your food in the market. It has been checked, okay? So now next let us see about millets. So why these millets are very nutritional? Let us see, okay? Nutritional rich cereals. So these are cereals which are very good for our health, okay? And let us try to understand why. You may have heard of jowar, bajra, ragi and sanwa. These are native crops of India, means these are grown on India first only, okay, in India only. These can be easily cultivated in different climatic condition, and you can cultivate these food items very easily in different climatic condition, whether the climate is very hot or very dry or very rainy, okay? In every climate condition, these crops can be cultivated very easily, okay? These highly nutritious grains are also called millets. So these are known as millets, okay? Have you ever had food items made from this millets? So like we used to have bajra rotis, jowar roti, isn't it? So we used to have this food item, isn't it? If yes, you can comment write in the comment section, okay? So this is a picture of sanwa, okay? That is the barnyard millet here, okay? Millets are small sized grain, and these grains are usually very small in size, okay, and have been an integral part of the Indian diet for centuries, as this is the native crop of India. So it is included in the Indian diet from centuries, from several years, okay. they have regained popularity due to their numerous health benefits, and they have again regained their popularity due to numerous health benefits, okay, as this is very much good for our health. So instead of taking that chapati which is made from wheat, okay, it is always suggested to eat chapati which is made from bajra, okay, because these are more nutrition, they have more nutritional value, and they are good source of vitamins, minerals like iron and calcium, and dietary fibers as well, and they are rich source of vitamins also, minerals like iron and calcium too, and they also include dietary fibers. Otherwise your chapati which has been made from wheat, they contains only what? Carbohydrates, starch, there is no protein, there is no fats, and there is no vitamins, okay. But here in this case they contain all these items, okay, all these nutrients. So that is why it is been considered that you choose jowar or bajra over wheat roti, okay. That is the reason they are also called nutri cereals, okay. This is the reason, as they are packed with so many nutritions, they are also known as nutri cereals, okay. They contribute significantly to a balanced diet required for the normal functioning of our body, and these food items, okay, these millets, they contribute very important balanced diet that is been required by our normal body, okay, to function do the normal functioning of our body. So that's what that was about millets, okay. Now let us try to understand about food miles from farm to our plate. How does food reach your plate, okay, what are the process involved there? Let us try to understand that, okay. How does food reach from a farm to our plate? Have you ever wondered why and how? What are the steps involved in this process? Who are the people involved in this process? Do you know how much time and effort is required to get the wheat flour once seed grain germinated in the farm? Let us look at figure 3.10 to understand the entire process of making the chapati that we eat. So there is a picture here, okay. Here we will be trying to understand, okay, how you have got the chapati in your plate. It is not that you simply went to the market and you have bought like that. You cannot answer. We have to understand the complete process here, from growing to everything, from packaging to everything, okay. Here, see, let us try to understand this one, okay. See, here farmers growing wheat, isn't it? After that what happened? They are harvesting it here, okay, and tracing it, winnowing, means they are separating the grains, okay, through the process of tracing and winnowing. And after that what happened? They will be storing it, okay, storing of grain, and after storing it again they will be taking those grain to grinds and for packaging here in the factory, okay. And after that what happens? They will be taking this grain to the retail shop to sell, okay, like you have your atta packets and all, isn't it? And after coming into the shop, what will happen? Your parents will be buying those wheat packet, isn't it, atta flour, and what happens? They will make chapati for you, and in that way you will receive chapati in your plate, okay. So how much, see how much time it takes, isn't it, and how much hard work and dedication, and so many people are involved here, so many people are working here, again another people are working, and in order to pack, again other groups of people will be involved here, again for packaging other groups of people will be involved here, again this transporting, all this thing people will be involved, okay. So it is a very long process, okay, from farm to plate. And the entire distance traveled by a bag of wheat or any other food items from the producer to the consumer is known as its food miles. So the distance which has been covered by that bag of wheat or any other food items, okay, to reach to your place, that is from the producer, the one who produced, and to the consumer, the one who consumes, the one who eats them, okay, is known as what? Food miles. And you should be always thinking about reducing the food miles. How? By promoting local grain fruits, by eating local foods, okay, locally grown fruits, so that the amount of transportation and everything will be reduced, okay. Reducing food miles is important because it helps to cut down the cost, the pollution during its transport. It helps support local farmers, and it also keeps our food fresher and healthier. So this is why we should be always focusing on reducing our food miles. Why? Because it will cut down, even the cost will be lower as compared to a food which is being bought from, like for example, if you import any food from outside country, from foreign country, then what will happen? The cost of that food will be higher, and in order to bring that food to your plate, the money, the transportation, the pollutions, everything will be involved, isn't it? So we should try to cut down these distance. We should try to cut down the distance. Okay, by how? By supporting our local farmer, by eating foods which is produced locally in your region only. Okay, and this keep our food fresher, and it is more healthier for our body as well. Okay, because it will not take very long time, and what will happen, it will be more fresher and it will be more good for your health as well. Okay, I hope you have understood. So now let us see the last paragraph of this chapter. Many people waste food, leaving it unconsumed on their plates, and this, I think you also used to do this one sometimes, isn't it? And you should not be doing this one. Okay, because one must remember the effort, the time and the money to bring that food to in your plate. Okay, you have to consider yourself very lucky that you are getting it. Otherwise there are so many children who are not even getting to eat one time a day, once a day, isn't it? So one must remember the time and effort put by our farmer and other community members in getting the food from the farm to our plate. You should always remember that, and you should be respecting, you should respect their hard work, and you should value the food which is in your plate, and you should be take only as much as food you can eat. Don't overeat and don't like put extra food on your plate. Okay, we must take only as much food we can consume. It would reduce food wastage. And in India there is so much of food waste, especially in festival, during marriage, isn't it? We are like wasting the food. We are taking each and every item and we are not finishing it up also, and at the last what we are doing, we are wasting it, and we are happily throwing it also, and that is not good. Okay, we should value that one. And try to find the timeline for the various process involved in getting the food items from farm to plate, and try to find out the timeline. Okay, how much time is being got. So here one question is there, how would eating local food help reduce food miles? So the answer was there, isn't it? We can cut the cost, we can reduce the pollution, isn't it, by supporting the local farmers, because this will require less transportation, which will reduce the amount of energy as well as the amount of money also. So we should be eating local food only, okay, to reduce the food miles. So there is a very nice quotation here in the end of your chapter: eat healthy, share and respect food. You have to share and you have to respect food, okay, the food that you are getting, and support local producer. Okay, so you have to do this. So with this we have completed this chapter. And yes, please write down in the comment section how do you find my today's class. Okay, and in our next class we will be discussing your summary, and you will be discussing your summary also a little bit in detail, and there will be notes given to you, okay, which will be helpful in your exam. Okay, like during exam, for a quick revision you can go through that summary. It will be very much helpful for you. So with this I'm signing out for today. All of you have a very great day ahead. Bye.